All right. Saturday morning, and I figured now would be as good a time as any to kind of talk about some stuff that's coming up. So, if you caught my Facebook Live the other day, you know that my brother and I are going to we're gonna record an album. We're gonna put a band together and hopefully play some shows. Do some stuff like that. Um, and there is a little bit of a backstory here on this. And so, a few years ago, after the last band ended, let's say, because it's about the least. Oops. But that's about the least damaging way to say things went. But after the last band ended, I got pretty much burned out on playing and sold a ton of my stuff. Got rid of some of my live sound stuff, some of my guitar stuff. But most recently, see how I'm going to do this. Start. Okay. But I sold my guitar amp because I really had no use for it anymore. But now that we are putting a band together and doing the live music thing again, that means that I've got to reacquire some equipment. So yesterday, my good friend Kevin over at KRP Music in Levelland hooked me up really well, and I'm just gonna show you what we got yesterday. I say we, it was me. Haley was with me. Let's see. Here we do it. Turn this around. But managed to get one of the new PRS MT15s. Such a beautiful little lunchbox amp. And this thing is tiny. Like, that's how big it is next to my hand. Tiny little amp, but huge powerhouse. So, anyway, Kevin over at KRP hooked me up on the amp, got me into this cabinet. I couldn't get the cabinet that I really wanted just for budgetary reasons, but managed to get into this Fender cab to go with this head. And if you know me at all, know anything about my history in music, I have this is the MT15 by Paul Reed Smith. It's Mark Tremonti's custom amplifier lunchbox head. And I had, Mark Tremonti is the reason I ever picked up a guitar to begin with. And he's continued to be a huge inspiration to me. And so when I found out that he was coming out with his own amp head, the fangirl in me giggled, and I knew that I was going to have to own one. But I try not to be super impulsive buyer and just buy things because of who's associated with them. So did a lot of reviewing online, or looking for reviews online, and we've seen him play a couple times using this head, and it just I think it's a great sounding guitar head. So went and played on it yesterday and ended up buying it. But it's a cool little lunchbox head. If you're into guitar stuff, you've got two channels. You've got a clean channel and a lead channel. Clean channel is super clean. Actually, it's a little too clean for my liking, but that's okay. You can always dirty up a clean channel, but you can't clean up a dirty channel to a degree. So presence knob, master on the lead. You've got your bass, middle, treble. The treble actually has a a boost you can push and pull, so it helps boost the treble a little bit. Volume on that channel, and then you've got your lead channel and your 2 options. Right now I've got the foot pedal plugged in, so switching between lead and clean won't matter, but I also, actually I can just do this. I'm just gonna unplug. And although it doesn't really matter, I love the LED lights on it. So when it's in a clean mode, the LEDs switch to blue, light up the tubes. When it's in the lead mode, it's red, which is cool. So, yeah, I played on it for a little bit yesterday, and I absolutely love it. So, anyway, so back to what I was talking about. Since we're going to be playing live music and needed a guitar amp, and figured, you know, instead of trying to stair-step my way up into something a little nicer, I went ahead and bought the Mark Tremonti Paul Reed Smith MT15 to match my Mark Tremonti Paul Reed Smiths that I've got. But I think that the head weighs 17 pounds, and I mean, it's tiny. So the last amplifier I had was Line 6 Veta, which was about the same size as this cabinet, just a little bit taller, and it probably weighed, I think with its case, it weighed almost 150 pounds, so it made it really, I didn't like lugging it around, but this thing only weighs 17 pounds, and it's a tube amp, so that's pretty cool. But it comes with a bag that you can transport it in if you want to take care of your gear like a good little musician. So a little Paul Reed Smith bag there. The only thing I wish it had that it doesn't is just a dust cover, which that's not a deal breaker. I mean, the amplifier, the pricing on it is really, in my opinion, it's super cheap. It's $650 for the head, and considering, you know, how much a triple rectifier or, you know, Marshall JCM series cost, $650 is nothing. So anyway, yeah, Jacob and I are starting off on this adventure, and gonna start with some really mean tones, and we're really excited to do this, and I'm gonna do this one more time because it's fun. So lead tone, or lead channel, is red, clean tone channel is blue, which is fun. So it's a 30 watt head, and it's got a half power mode which puts it into 15 watts, and I think that's right. Either it might be 15 and 7 watts actually. I think that's, let's turn this around and look, see if it says. I don't know. I think it might actually be 15 and 7 watts, if I'm not mistaken. But who cares? Because it's loud, and you know, when it comes to a rock metal guitar amp, you want plenty loud. So, really excited about this. Like I said, I've heard it live a couple of times, played by the man himself, and I couldn't be happier to be getting into one of these. And again, another huge shout out to my friend Kevin at KRP Music in Levelland for hooking me up with the head and the cabinet. And you can bet money on once the finances straighten out and I'm able to, I will be getting one of Kevin's custom Texas Dragon cabinets, because those things are indestructible. So, but he was kind enough to hook me up with something that was in my budget range, and yeah, I playing this cabinet against his cabinet yesterday, hands down, his was a clear winner. So the Texas Dragon cabinets is definitely going to be, that's going to be in my future, hopefully in the near future, but definitely something that's going to be happening sometime in the future. And I don't know if I'll hold on to this Eddie Van Halen cabinet or not, but you know, who knows. it's fun. And so, yeah, that's kind of what's going on in the wild world uh, of me lately, and now musically, it's going to be involving Jacob and a couple other friends. So, anyway, we're excited. Hopefully, I'm hoping within the next couple weeks we can all get together and start working on some new music together, and before long, have the music written and get started on an album. So, thanks for checking it out. This is Ross Hamill with my new Paul Reed Smith MT15 signing off, and hope you all have a great weekend.